Hey guys, Joseph here with LAVAGR Auto Detailing, and today I'm going to be showing you and reviewing the Tornador.
Hey man, sorry to interrupt. What's this Tornado you're talking about?
It's not the Tornado. It's actually called the Tornador, but it's funny that you said that because people always mispronounce it, especially detailers, but I'm in the middle of a video. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Joseph Stein with LAVAGR Mobile Detailing. B-roll, please.
Cut. Look, I think we're doing a video on that next week.
Pardon me.
You know, I'm a huge fan of you guys and what you guys do, but I really need to get back to this video.
Mobile Detailing, Central 6th Region, I'm calling.
Hey, I'm really sorry about that, guys. Let's get back to the review on the Tornador, and we'll figure that out later. We're going to be showing you how to use the Z-10 and also the Tornador Max in this video. You're not going to see the Tornador Max as much, but it works just the same. Generally speaking, most of you who've watched detailing videos or some of you who are detailers are familiar with this process. You're going to spray down your floor mat, you're going to scrub it, maybe power wash it, but you blow it off, and nevertheless, you still get results that aren't that impressive and results that look much like this. But what if I told you there was a better way, and that the Tornador actually excels at removing dog hair and sand from fabrics and carpets like this? These particular floor mats were not that bad at all, but let's go ahead and take a look at some floor mats that have more soil. Literally, more soil. This Tornador is literally pulling all of that sand out of the carpets, and look, this is after the second pass. Now, if you want to combat that, you're going to want to take like a nice powerful storm vac and attach it to your Tornador, and now you're going to be able to pull that dirt and sand and dog hair, whatever you're working on, and not throw it all over your vehicle, but instead have it go right into the shop vac. Now, some of you might be watching this video and wondering, why do I need a Tornador if I already have high compressed air? And the answer to that question is relatively easy. High compressed air is great at removing most things, but look at this seat, for example. It's not removing any of the dog hair. But when you throw the Tornador on there, it does have a better capability using high compressed air and also the suction from the vacuum. So it's a 2-in-1. Personally, for myself, before I buy a tool or invest in a new chemical, I like to try it hands-on and see it for myself. So we decided to take these 4 squares and map it out. Each square will be vacuumed besides the example square, which is the top right corner. So all 3 of the other squares are going to be vacuumed, and then each square we're going to progressively use more and more steps. Now, I did make a mistake there on that last tile by vacuuming it, but it's not going to hurt it at all. So here we have our storm vac connected to high compressed air, and that's also connected to, or both of those are connected to the Tornador. Now, something to keep in mind is that the Tornador, again, it's actually drawing the enzyme that's in that tube there and spewing that out onto the carpet. So essentially shampooing, while at the same time extracting it with the high compressed air that's blowing out, creating that vortex and getting that dirt and that sand out that's like deeply embedded into the carpets. So it's a really cool system when you think about it. You're shampooing and doing a deeper clean than a normal vacuum or a scrub. Now, don't pay attention to the edges. It's not a big deal. We just want to show you the big stuff. Now, this second process here, the second square, is relatively better than the first square. The first square we just vacuumed, and after doing the Tornador on this one and the vacuum, we did get better results. On this last square, we're going to be doing the full process. Something to keep in mind is that had we shampooed all of the carpets with the brush originally and then followed through with the Tornador and the Petstone, you would not have been able to find any dog hair or anything, and it would have been hard to see the results. Now, I know if we went on that example square where it hasn't been touched at all and straight up hit it with the Tornador, that you're going to get really great results. You can actually cut back and not do the vacuum and just go ahead and use the Tornador. I know that just from experience and from using it for several years that it's a great machine to have in your arsenal for sure, especially when dealing with carpets and floor mats and fabric seats that are embedded with dog hair. So there you have it. There's the results. You can see the vacuum only didn't do a great job. I mean, you can see a lot of dirt and sand still in the carpet. And here is where we just did the Tornador after vacuuming, and you can see the results are much better. And then after using the Petstone and doing the full process with this Tornador, you get near perfect results. There's a couple pieces of sand and dirt there, but we blew all that off at the very end and it looked spotless. One of my favorite things about the Tornador, hands down, is that it's a makeshift carpet extractor. So yes, you're not gonna get the same soaking power as a real carpet extractor. And I think that's a plus because now you're not over soaking the seats and the carpets, and you're still getting great results with this machine that's only a tenth of the cost of a carpet extractor that you would buy from a distributor. One misconception that we have to get and have to tackle right now are those videos where you see somebody take this really dirty rug or this door and they go over it with the Tornador and it gets everything off miraculously. That's not true. It's not true at all. That's hype. That's all hype. As you can see on that door right there with the powerful cleaner, and we're pushing probably about 90 to 100 PSI through this Tornador, and it's not really even cleaning the cracks out of this seat as well as we might like to. But let's go ahead and check out what it does on carpets that are stained with milk. So again, you saw that it was able to remove the dirt and the dog hair from the carpets relatively quickly and easily. But the best way to get these stains out still, as far as what I've found out in the detailing world, is just the good old firm brush and your all-purpose cleaner and scrub away. In short, the best thing to do is don't believe everything you see online. If you're still debating on whether or not the Tornador is right for you, then basically you're out of your mind. Because yes, the answer is yes. If you own a detail shop or you're a detailer and you work for somebody else or you're a homeowner, this is a machine. It's a tool that you do want in your arsenal. As I showed you, it's great at removing sand and dog hair out of carpets and very quickly. And if you have a very clean car, this machine right here, you can just really dilute some all-purpose cleaner in here or enzyme and go through the whole car very quickly and get all the dirt and debris out of there in no time. When you're dealing with some of these hard vehicles that I'm showing you, these are not your everyday detailing vehicles. These are some of the worst, most like heaviest hit vehicles, and this is not always going to be the best tool for cleaning the doors and panels and stuff, but it is great when it comes to carpets and dog hair and sand. Yes, you need this. In conclusion, you need this in your arsenal. It will cut down your detailer's time, and if you're a detailer and you're getting paid not hourly, but flat rate, like I used to do for my team when I worked for another detail shop in Grand Rapids. Yes, you want one of these. You tell your boss, get me one of these so I can cut my time in half, and so you can start making money. And so that, and regardless if you're on an hourly or you own a detail shop or you don't own a detail shop or you have dogs or kids, it doesn't really matter. You need a Tornador. And I absolutely forgot to add this, and I cannot forget this. If you are a detailer that is new, you're starting out, you can't afford a $2,000 or $3,000 carpet extractor, I use this for the first 4 or 5 years of operating my company as my carpet extractor. Now, technically, you're not supposed to use a carpet extractor on carpets or seats because you can get them oversaturated and over-soaked, right? But this little Tornador right here can be your best bud. I showed you how to use it as a carpet extractor when it comes to seats and carpets, and you're gonna get great results, if not similar, unless you're dealing with a super heavily soiled vehicle. But other than that, peeps, guys, girls, ladies, gents, get yourself a Tornador. This video isn't sponsored. I'm not being paid to say this. I own 4 or 5 of these because of how epic they are, how much they've changed my life when it comes to detailing. Trying to scrape out dog hair by hand and using high compressed air takes hours, where I can cut this down and do a section in 15 or 20 minutes. So definitely. But anyway, guys, keep it real. Blah, blah, blah. Love you. LA, West Coast. I'm just kidding. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's where our shop is located. But until next time, guys, keep it clean, Grand Rapids.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to